Good afternoon. Welcome to St. Olaf Catholic Church for this noontime organ recital. Welcome also to those who are watching via live stream. If you haven't done so already, please take a moment to ensure that your mobile devices are either silenced or powered off. If you should require the use of the restrooms, they are located at the end of the corridor through those doors to my right. Free will donations make these recitals possible. We gratefully accept any donation you may be so moved to make. We have extra programs on the table in the center there and some by the door here. Please join me in welcoming Joshua Lindgren.
Thank you all so much for being here today. And a sincere thanks to Joel Anderson and St. Olaf Catholic Church for the invitation. I am so grateful to share some of my favorite organ music with you. Since we're in the Easter season, which lasts 50 whole days, oh no, I thought I would begin with a tune commonly associated with the text, "Now all the vault of heaven resounds," with each verse ending in a bunch of Alleluias. Other ideas around which pieces I have chosen today come from the fact that our congregation, St. Anthony Park Lutheran Church, has contracted with Létourneau Organs of St. Hyacinthe, Quebec, to build for us a brand new pipe organ. We will be installing our instrument in early spring of 2027, and I have been commissioned to help in keeping the excitement going while we wait. After all, a pipe organ is not built in a day, and Létourneau has a few other instruments to complete and install before they're able to begin our project. So, a few of the pieces I have selected today highlight some of the tone colors that are missing from our current pipe organ. The piece May Be Exchanged features a harmonic flute as a solo and strings for accompaniment. You heard the Zimbelstern, the bell star at the end of the first piece, and some more distinct reed colors, loud and soft reeds, that are missing from our current organ. Although this magnificent instrument behind me is quite a bit larger than the one we are having built for our congregation, my hope is that you will experience a diverse palette of what a pipe organ can offer. The next piece I will play is a delightful little prelude and fugue by Bach. What I love about any of Bach's music is that regardless of how many times I've played through it, sung through it, or how deeply I try to study it, there is always going to be an aha moment when I'm going through it. As I've lived into this piece, I've discovered that the prelude is a little bit more connected to the fugue than some of the other Bach preludes and fugues that I've learned. I've noticed toward the second half of the prelude, there's a recurring four-note motif in the pedal, D, 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 and it's repeated 6 times. There's a 7th time, but the 7th time it's repeated, there are 5 more notes after that. It's like the story of creation to me. On the 7th day, God partied. The reason I bring up this motif in the prelude is because it is the beginning of the fugue. D, 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 G. So it's like the motif was, I was just so excited to start. It just had to start in the prelude. Okay, we're at the fugue. Now we can do it. Next is a movement from Rubrics by Dan Locklear. Dan states in his introduction to the piece, quote, "The extra musical impetus and subsequent titles for each movement of Rubrics are found in the instructions, Rubrics, to the services for the Book of Common Prayer. This piece is unquote, this piece is a sharp contrast to the rest of the music I'll offer today. I hope that this piece will feel for you as if you are receiving the piece in whatever way that it needs to manifest today." Next is Louis Viern's Moonlight from his second suite of fantastical pieces. I'm curious, did anyone travel to experience totality during the recent eclipse? I spoke to a few friends who did, and one of them was even moved to tears. That power that I heard they experienced reminded me of channeling the ancients, who thought that the eclipse was actually some giant frog devouring the sun and causing them to do all sorts of rituals to get it to regurgitate Helios and bring back peace. All of that is in full force in this Vierne movement from beginning to end. Another fun note about this piece and Rubrics that I just mentioned previously is that both incorporate double pedal. That is, for me, a lot of organ music, oversimplified, can be turned into soprano, alto, tenor, and bass, which kind of leaves the right foot to wonder if it maybe shouldn't just head to the water cooler and wait for the next meeting. But these 2 pieces fully engage all 4 limbs to great effect. And I think this might be why all organists have excellent balance, and sometimes moonlight as tightrope walkers. Finally, we will end with a set based on the hymn, "Oh That I Had 1,000 Voices." When we get there, I would ask you to please stand and sing verses 1 and 4 of this hymn. I will play an introduction, and then we'll sing together. Following verse 4, I invite you to sit back down as Paul Montz brings out his brush to text paint 2 more verses from the hymn. Please feel free to silently read the text as Montz variations are played, and listen for the words or ideas that are represented in how Paul shaped this music. Thank you again for coming today. Now, back to Bach.
Thank you.